Hi, this is Christian and welcome to NFL Updates Express, your weekly dose of NFL news. Coming your way, preseason Week 4 predictions. It's the fourth preseason week, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Atlanta Falcons in the Spotlight Game of the Week. Now for the Jacksonville Jaguars, they'll be looking to look at some of their depth players to fill out the 53-man roster, and so will the Falcons be, and both teams have some interesting players that could be on the bubble of making the roster or being out of work. For the Jags, you have Hayes Pullard, a linebacker, who had a pick six last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, and that really helped his cause of maybe making the roster or at least getting a practice squad spot, so good for him. And also for the Atlanta Falcons, you have a couple of players, quarterback Matt Sims, running back Brandon Wilds, and how about the kick returner J.D. McKissick? He returned one a couple of weeks ago in preseason, so maybe he gets a spot as well. We just don't know. Overall in this game, though, it's pretty meaningless in terms of the score and who wins. It's mostly about players trying to get jobs, but at the end of the day, I think the Atlanta Falcons get the job done. The next preseason matchup is when the San Francisco 49ers take on the San Diego Chargers. Now, unless you've been living under a rock the past few days, you would have heard about Colin Kaepernick and the issues surrounding him, with him not standing up during the national anthem in their preseason game last week. But I think Kaepernick is really more concerned about actually having a job in the next 2 weeks, as he may be cut in favor of the 49ers' other backup quarterbacks like Christian Ponder and Jeff Driscoll. And Blaine Gabbert will most likely get the start for the 49ers, so Kaepernick may be off the roster, you just don't know. So I think he has more things cut out for him than worrying about that currently. For the San Diego Chargers, we have James Jones, a veteran receiver who played for Green Bay last season, filling in for Jordy Nelson to help out Aaron Rodgers. And, well, I don't know if he'll make the roster. They might opt for a younger guy, but I think that when it's all said and done, he will make the roster and become that veteran presence on San Diego's receiving corps. But overall in this game, I think the San Diego Chargers will come out on top in this preseason game. The next Spotlight game is when the Green Bay Packers take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now for the Packers, well, they have a receiver battle going on, and they probably already know who they're going to pick on the roster, but we just don't know. Maybe this could decide it, maybe it won't. That they have some guys, Jeff Janis, who had a broken hand, so he may be put on injured reserve or the physically unable to perform list, so we don't know about that, and that may leave the door open for guys like Geronimo Allison that otherwise would probably be put on the practice squad, and maybe Jared Abbrederis if the Packers only choose to keep 5 or 6 receivers. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. For the Chiefs, who have a quarterback battle, and, well, it depends. Will Tyler Bray make the roster? Aaron Murray from Georgia, or how about Kevin Hogan, the rookie from Stanford? So it'll be interesting to see which quarterback rounds out the third spot for the Kansas City Chiefs. And they also have a running back battle as well, with Darren Reeves or Niall Davis, who took a kickoff return for a touchdown in the playoffs against Houston. So it'll be interesting to see who the Chiefs favor in that competition. But overall, I think that the Green Bay Packers get the job done in the preseason. The last Spotlight game of the week is when the Baltimore Ravens take on the New Orleans Saints. Now for the Ravens, well, they have a couple of tight end issues after Benjamin Watson tore his Achilles on the first play of their preseason game. And now the Ravens are scrambling to find a healthy starting tight end, with Dennis Pitta, who played the past couple of seasons being a star tight end for them. He's been dealing with injuries, as well as Max Williams. And they also have Nick Boyle, but he's going to be on a suspension to start out the season. So it'll be tough to see what the Ravens will do there, if they have to make a roster move late in the preseason or not. For the New Orleans Saints, it'll be interesting to see how they deal with the back end of their wide receiver roster with Brandon Coleman. And they also have 2 great starting receivers that probably won't play in this game, Willie Snead and Brandon Cooks, and they'll be pretty explosive, so I'm excited to see them in the regular season. Overall in this game, I think that the Baltimore Ravens will come out on top. The player of the week is New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees. Now, even though the Saints' Super Bowl window may have closed, the Saints can still be a quality team, and that's with the help of their superstar quarterback Drew Brees. They have some new weapons and returning starters, Willie Snead, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Thomas, along with Brandon Coleman, and the Saints can make a playoff push if Drew Brees plays at an elite level like he's been doing the past couple of years. The end of preseason week 3 means we're that much closer to the start of the NFL regular season. Let's see how the scores went down for preseason week 3. It was the Dolphins over the Falcons, 17-6, the Seahawks over the Cowboys, 27-17, the Patriots over the Panthers, 19-17, the Redskins over the Bills, 21-16, the Buccaneers over the Browns, 30-13, the Steelers over the Saints, 27-14, the Packers over the 49ers, 21-10, the Chiefs over the Bears, 23-7, the Ravens over the Lions, 30-9, the Eagles over the Colts, 33-23, the Giants over the Jets, 21-20, the Titans over the Raiders, 27-14, the Broncos over the Rams, 17-9, the Vikings over the Chargers, 23-10, the Texans over the Cardinals, 34-24, and the Jaguars over the Bengals, 26-21.